The best offense is a great defense. We hear that all the time in sports. But you know where it's also true? It's also true in real estate. So today we're going to be talking to all of our homeowners and would-be sellers. We're going to help you create that great offense. And that is going to be all the things we need to talk about and know about before your home ever goes on the market. We're moving way past staging here today to get you ready for a successful sale and one that has very few surprises and as little stress as possible. So let's get straight into it. Everybody knows when you're listing your home and getting it ready to go on the market, you hear about the biggest focus being on getting it camera ready, decluttering, staging it, cleaning it, doing all the things to make it look its best and shine online. That's fantastic. That's going to get people through the door. But we want to be ready for when they do come through the door and they do make offers and you do open escrow. So how do we eliminate surprises in escrow? Because look, nobody likes surprises in escrow. Let's talk about the ways we can reduce your stress in the escrow process, going beyond just staging your house. Pre-listing inspections. This is probably the biggest factor in helping you avoid negative experiences during the escrow process. Most buyers are going to want to know what's going on with termite on your house. So I encourage all of my sellers to have a termite inspection done before we ever go on the market. In most cases, this report will be very low cost or even free. And knowing what's on it is super important because you know your buyers are going to want to know what's going on at the house with termite. It's going to be a definite topic on their mind. And then you can choose what to do with that termite inspection report. The state of California has no compelling feature in the contract that requires you as the seller to repair anything on your house. Your house could be falling down, completely out of code. It could be burnt down, and you can sell it and not have to repair a thing. It is a point of negotiation between you and the buyer. So on that termite inspection report, most of the time we hold on to it, we know what's on it, and we have an idea of how we're going to strategize around it with buyers. Some sellers definitely say they will do the work and others say they're not into doing the work. Either way, it's okay as long as we know what our strategy is going into the sale process. Another really great inspection to have is a general property inspection report. Every buyer is going to have an inspection on your home. So knowing what's going to pop up on that report is key. Knowledge is power for you as a seller. And so what do we do with the information we glean from that property inspection report? Well, there are two roads you can travel here. You can choose to look at that report and select the items that you think would be top of mind for any buyer and go ahead and take care of those items. We provide the report to the buyers during the offer process and let them know what repairs have been done and that's where you stand on the items in your house. That's one way. The other way is perhaps to not do any of the repairs. That's okay too, and have a strategy around that. We've had listings come on the market where perhaps we know that the windows are just, man, they are beyond their useful life, but we as the seller don't want to do anything about it. That's okay. Give the information to the buyers as they're making their offers so they can offer accordingly, knowing that they can't come back to you in the middle of the escrow after getting their own inspection where their inspector says the windows are shot and come back to you for new windows. It's all about a strategy going into the process because renegotiating halfway through escrow never feels good. But if you've got a plan, you will have power in the process. And especially if you come on the market with an amazing pricing and condition strategy, resulting in multiple offers, now you have even more leverage on what you can do with that knowledge. Now, other little things to know about before the sign even goes in the yard and escrow is open is what to expect for costs in escrow. So that's escrow and title fees. That's your HOA documents. If you live in a community with an HOA, you are required to provide to your buyer 2 years worth of HOA reports, financials, documents, etc. The only place you can get those reports from are your management company. Those reports have to be ordered and paid for in the first 5 to 7 days of the escrow process. Now, most things can get billed into the escrow process and paid at closing out of your proceeds. Things like your escrow fees and title fees. Sometimes even termite repair work can be billed into escrow. But the one thing that cannot be billed into escrow and has to be paid up front are those HOA document order fees. and hang on to your hats. They can be anywhere from $500 to over $3,000. We have no control over those costs. You can only get those reports from your management company. They set the costs, and that is just, there's no negotiations there. It has to be done. So having a plan for it straight up front will help you going in, because nobody likes that surprise when you've just celebrated opening escrow and now you're told you've got to spend $2,500 on HOA documents. Knowing ahead of time will help with that. Other logistics inside the escrow process are, if the home is held in a trust, you'll need to have the trust documents ready for escrow. They will need those. Title will need them as well. And if any of the people in the ownership have passed away, you will need to have death certificates for them as well. Now, don't sweat it. If you don't have death certificates, most escrow officers can help in getting those ordered for you as well. But that's a little sweaty, right? So if we can get those before and have them ready, that's a better defense for a great offense. Look, today is all about how can we make the escrow process smoother. So these tips will help you to have a smoother escrow process. And look, at the end of the day, if you are thinking about selling, or if it's just even an idea in your head, it's never too early to have a conversation about all of these things and about a strategy. I talk to some of my sellers 2 and 3 years in advance, talking about some of these costs and strategies around what to do at the house and what to expect later on. It just makes for more confidence going into the process in general. And everybody loves to be confident, right? And of course, we're always here for any questions, so don't hesitate to reach out. All right, as usual, scroll through this email to find ways to search new homes, existing homes, check out your home's value, check us out on Google. You know what to do there. Better yet, if you're seeing this on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you'll always be notified of new content there. And of course, we've got some great new homes coming to you in the few weeks ahead of us. So look down below for information on those as well. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Take care.